Hi. For the record, I'm Tracy, and I'm the daughter of Feather. I'm also known as Grasshopper, and I was at the first rainbow gathering, and I have to also say it's so strange for me to talk into this machine and not have you here in front of me to talk. So if I seem a little wooden or strange, that's part of it. So I've been very reluctant to share my story, and also I feel honored that you want to hear it. I've been asked to share the story, what it was like to be at the first gathering as a tiny person. I was 7 in 1972. My mother was 24, I think, about. So she was also quite young, as were most of the other people there. And as for actual memories of the day, of the week, or however long we were there, I remember the parking lot. I remember a lot of excitement and fear around how we're going to get there. The road's blockaded. We've come all this way. We're going to go anyways, and we met a lot of new friends. That's when we met Garrick and Barry and Sonny and all the rest of you that were there. And to be honest, my life was a bit of a blur at that time. That was a big year for me, 1972. A lot of things happened in that year. Things that I still haven't actually resolved, some of them. So this is difficult for me to share. It's hard. But I was there, and we went in the night. We hiked in the night, and I was given ginseng, little brown balls of ginseng that actually kind of liked the taste. I didn't know what I would think about it. And then I loved the feeling of being awake and alert. I had so much energy. But even though I had so much energy, the bag I was supposed to carry, I had a little backpack that was kind of an Army, Navy thing with straps. And I'm small little girl, lots of bones, not a lot of meat, and those straps were digging into my shoulders, and we were hiking and hiking. We had to sneak along the side of the railroad tracks, and it seems like at some point either a plane flew over or a train came or something, and we had to hide in the bushes so that we couldn't be found. And we were a rather large group hiking. I remember the sound of our feet and the darkness and the stealth. We were trying to sneak in, and then my legs were short. I was small, and I was the only kid in our group, as far as I can remember. And I wanted to keep up. I wanted to be wherever my mother was. So I did it. And eventually somebody took my bag, carried it for me. And I remember the great relief of not holding that bag. And we kept hiking, and it was dark. And eventually the group got separated. The faster walkers with the map separated from the slower people with shorter legs. And we were lost. We were lost in the woods. We were lost in the dark. No idea where we were going. And we just kept on hiking and kind of hoping we'd go the right way. And we kept hiking. And I remember at one point hearing the sound of saxophone echoing in the canyons. And we thought, we found it! We found the gathering. So we hiked towards that sound. And we hiked, and we found this man, a young man. Everybody was young. Almost everybody there. But one man, we found him in a canyon with a saxophone. He had bright, frizzy red hair. He was alone, and he was lost. He was lost, too. He didn't know where the gathering was, and he was tripping, and he was enjoying his trip with the music in the canyon. He didn't want to join our group. He was happy there, and so we hiked on. And somehow, eventually, we got to a place where there were people. We could hear sounds. We could smell smoke. I think it was still nighttime. I'm not sure. I was little. That was how old am I? I'm 53 now, so I was 7 then. You do the math. That was a long time ago, 40 whatever years ago. So, yeah, we found people. So I remember that particularly. I remember us going in through the dark, getting separated, having the heavy bag, having to hide. Oh, and at the very beginning of the hike, we had to cross the road, and that was like a dangerous place where somebody could drive along and find us. The cops could get us and throw us in jail. I didn't really know what jail was exactly, but I knew I didn't want to go there. So there was some fear. And in the middle of the road, my mother's shoe broke. And so we're running, my little short legs, and then she also broke her flip-flop. Now, I'm not sure why she was wearing flip-flops on a hike through the woods in the dark, but that's what she had on. So that was scary. So we hobbled on, yeah. So in my experience of the gatherings, especially that one, there was a lot of uncertainty. What's going to happen next? Where are we going? What are we doing? Who are these people? So my main objective was to stay, if I could, within the sight of my mom. You know, wherever she was, I was home. And she was my whole world. At this point, we'd already left the East Coast where we were from. And so every day was a big adventure. I never knew what we were going to do next, who was going to be there, how it was going to go. And all ideas of normalcy had been shattered already before we got to the gathering. So it was just sort of this kind of, I felt like I was on this crazy sort of a ride that I couldn't get off. And I didn't know where it was going. And sometimes it was fun. Sometimes it was scary. Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it was lonely. I felt like I was the only kid my age, because my mom was so young and she had me so young that only other kids, most of the people didn't have kids, and the ones that did, they were just tiny. So I was lonely, and I also felt like I had to be like this little adult so that I would be able to be there. I wanted, wherever my mother was, that's where I was going to be. And I couldn't stand any alternative. And what are the alternatives? You know, to be away from my mother, forget it. So whatever she was doing, I was going to do that. And it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. And as a result of that gathering, our lives changed a lot. We met all of the wonderful people that became our family, who taught me how to be vulnerable like this, to be truthful, taught me how to work hard, and taught me about music, about love, and all the other important things. So in hindsight, I look back on the challenges and I think, yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it, but it was hard. In that year of the first gathering, I experienced taking acid. I experienced all the kinds of things that happen when you're living without a house and running water, like staph, like lice, like worms, and all these physical ailments that came from living like we were living. And I learned a lot in a short time. It was overwhelming. I'm still, like I said, still trying to sort it all out. I may never figure it out. But, yeah. I learned about a lot from all of you. And I'm grateful. And it's been hard. It's been hard. It's been beautiful. It's been real. And thank you. I love you.